Alpha males are back, back, boy, back, and the alpha males are back.
Just as delicious as you can imagine.
The alpha males are back, boy, back, and the alpha males are back.
Just want to degrade the white man.
All right, welcome back.
Hello.
All right, welcome to episode number whatever it is, because we don't be keeping track of these shits. Welcome to another episode of The Black and the Brit. Thank you guys for tuning back in. I am unimportant, and I'm here with my co-host.
Well, Corey, so you've had a bit of a bad leg recently.
Yeah, well.
Been hobbling, been off the dance floor?
Definitely have been off the dance floor. And, just been, I came out on Wednesday night. That was a good night. Shout out to all the homies who came out and made that night a success story.
Yeah, there was some few woozy people on Wednesday.
Yeah, man, it was good to see everybody.
I wasn't drinking that night. I didn't want to drink because the previous time I went out, I kind of got in a bit of trouble, and I thought, right, I'm not going to drink on the weekends or weekdays. And then the very next day was the JGC badge call. Where there was four jugs up for grabs, and luckily my name came out. So I won 4 jugs.
Ain't that nothing?
So we drank all them, and then of course after you drank them, I kind of had the taste for it, so I kind of drank a little bit more, and then came home with some food, some spicy pork bites, ate them shits on the sofa, and then went to bed and woke up with a horrible hangover.
Oh, no. That's the horrible hangover. No, that's no good. But the reason why we were out celebrating, which we failed to recognize, it was the reopening. It was the grand reopening of the sports bar.
Front bar and EP.
The front bar and EP. Why am I miming you? I mean, anyway. It was the reopening, and
it was real busy. Yeah,
it was real busy. Lynn's asked me to come spin some tunes, so I did that, and it was good to see everybody. Ran into Jamesy, Luke. Who else was there? Mitch was down here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that was. He said he was just flying in for one night.
Good old Mitch.
So it's kind of like a JGC get together.
It was.
Dog is climbing up my back. Ooh, that's my spot too. Go ahead and hit it. Oh yeah, so Mitch was here.
So that was the first time being in the front bar VP since March.
Well, it was the first time I seen all the guys together since the wedding.
That too.
Only people who were missing was Sudesh and a few other cats, but they're not important, obviously. I'm joking. Everybody is equally important, especially if you listen to our show. It was a really good night, but I'm glad that I got that part out the way. Well, it was basically just a JGC night.
Yeah.
Ended up being a JGC event night, but it was good. So the front bar is back open. So all those patrons who used to frequent the EP establishment, the front bar is back open for business. You don't have to be back in that stuffy smoke filled. Well, all the places are smoke filled. So let me keep it nutritious. But you don't have to be all the way in that back bar when it's. I don't know. I don't like the vibe in the back bar.
I didn't like it either. I thought it was shit. And now I'm grateful that the front bar's open.
Yeah, I never really got accustomed to it. Well, I don't know.
Because it's the sports bar, so that's just another place, just where all the TVs are. We can just watch all the football or whatever.
I agree with that, man. So anyway, that's why we was out celebrating a bit prematurely. Mm-hmm. So after that, my legs started acting up, being uncooperative. So I stayed in the house for the weekend, but I got a lot of work done, so I wasn't too disappointed about that.
That's good.
I ran into John Boone. Shout out to him, man. He's back here from Berlin or somewhere. Some wild stuff like that. He said he's waiting for a visa. And actually, we're going to talk about it because I don't mind. Well, because he basically said the same thing to me and Lynn's. He just flat out told us. And I want to get your take on it, man. There's no better way to put this. He's basically been sponging off this broad. There is no other way to put that. And he quite. I mean, I think they got an arrangement or whatever.
Must be something.
I know a few guys who have been able to do that. I tried it. I tried it on myself back. This was back when I was in my young pimpish days. Back when I was, you know what I'm saying. My macking was definitely 100% in action, man. I had, wasn't no slimping in my pimping, and back then, man, I was like cool because, I grew up with these dudes who, not dudes, cousins, family members, who would always brag about like, oh, I had this one chick, oh, she gave me her paycheck, and then this one chick bought me this. And so that was always kind of like a goal of mine, to get a chick to buy stuff for me and do stuff for me.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. Well, this happened to me twice in my life, and one of them you experienced with me, and then this one when I was real young. So when I was like 21, 22.
Right.
I met this white woman at the drive-thru at McDonald's. I had my niece in the back seat. Anyway, she got to jocking. Anyway, brother was real fly back then, real buff and all kind of, I had all kind of waves and stuff in my hair, so I was real pretty. And anyway, she just fell in love, and man, she basically said, I was going to college at the time.
Right.
And so basically, she's like, you can quit your job. You don't have to work, man. Because I was working on the weekends and doing all kind of stuff to try to make ends meet when I was going to school, which I'm glad I did. But so I took like a year. I took like about 6 months on this girl's dime, basically.
Really?
So she supported me for about 6 months, and I can tell you to be quite honest, man. It was a position I would never put myself back in. You
didn't like it?
Nah, I didn't like it, man. I mean, I was living out my pimp fantasy, my fantastical pimp fantasies. Like, ooh, yeah, this girl, she doing everything for me. I ain't got to do nothing. That was fun to get on your phone and talk to the homies about. Oh, yeah. That was fun. That part was fun. But the real life interactions, like, basically she was running me.
I had just had this long conversation yesterday about it, and I've about this thing. So I don't really want to regurgitate what I said yesterday, but yeah, it could be good. It depends. It depends how you feel. Like, do you want to be that person? It's difficult, because then if you look at how many millions of women do it to guys anyway, so it's only like role reversal.
It is role reversal, and I get that. It depends. If we're talking about Oprah Stedman level of this situation, I'm all for that. K-Fed. Well, we got to put John Boone in the K-Fed Hall of Fame.
Nah, not yet.
Not yet, man. He ain't got enough yet. Yeah. She bought him a house or a car or something like that, or something like that.
Yeah. So,
but he's working on the K-Fed. He's working on this K-Fed Hall of Fame jacket. He's definitely doing that. But it was but reflecting on it, being in that situation before, it wasn't cool. I was uncomfortable. It was just like I didn't like the fact that I was dependent on this woman for everything that I needed.
Yeah, I've had it here. I just literally spoke to Justin and Mark about it yesterday. It was one of my biggest regrets. But thinking about it, maybe not. But in short, this girl, when we used to go out, she used to give me her credit card. So then when the bill came...
Oh, I think you told me about this one.
When the bill came, it would look like I'm paying, because you could just sign. There's no pin here. And I was just like, what? Back then, I was 26. Back then, I was just like, yeah, cool. I'm getting free food, free beer,
free
all that
whatever.
Stuff. But then, like now, being 35, looking back, going, oh, it's a bit weak. It's a bit.
Yeah, it does. It does. It makes you feel weak from the. Well, to make me the weakness came in knowing that I had to be submissive to whatever she told me, because she can cut me off.
Exactly. And
so that power imbalance, right? With that power imbalance, it takes you. It's like, it is akin to like a man like having a woman on a leash, right?
Some kinky shit.
No. Not, I mean like physically on a leash.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Or like gorilla. Well, I don't know. I don't want to have to break down like the nuances of pimping. But in gorilla pimping is when you force somebody, you coerce somebody physically. You physically coerce them to go out there and get you your money. Right. That's gorilla pimping.
Right.
But more like macking is more. It's like you got an understanding with the girl. She goes out and give you the money and she brings it back. But all of the game, what tethers you to her is all psychological. But in this, it was a similar. I feel it felt more akin to guerrilla pimping because I had given her my total financial ability, all of my financial. What am I calling
Needs?
it? Yeah, absolutely. I've given away all of my ability to earn, which I'm totally capable of.
Right.
But because I've allowed myself to accept this position, I've relinquished those abilities to earn and to provide for myself, and given them to her in exchange for what?
Just to get money.
See, that's what I'm saying. In exchange for what? If I was, I can see if it was like I said, an Oprah Stedman situation where I'm flying private, I'm VIP, best of everything. I might have to take that step backward in terms of manhood to make that step lifestyle. I could do that.
Yeah.
But if it's just to stay in this raggedy apartment, I could pay my own raggedy apartment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was real demasculating. It was, emasculating, excuse me. So I was just pondering that in my head, like, yeah, man, it takes a special kind of guy to be cool with that kind of arrangement.
Definitely. It is an odd one. It has been a talking point many a times, but
Talking point for who?
about John.
Oh no, I mean, he ain't really tripping off of it though, and that's what I'm saying. I think for him,
It works out perfect. For
it
him,
works out perfect for him because I think that's what his goal was.
Exactly.
But for me, it just wasn't. I just couldn't see myself being. You can't be coming and telling me what to do because you paying for everything. See, you know what I mean? You can't maintain that dynamic. I can't maintain the power in the relationship if I'm giving that away because she's earning all the money.
Yeah. I really don't do well when people, especially like a girlfriend or whoever, tell me what to do. Oh. I'm just like, bitch. Like I would, if they would say, yeah, okay, well, what time are you going to be back home? I'll be back home at 10, yeah? I'm like, 10? I'm coming back at 12 now you said that. It really plays in my head. Like,
absolutely.
If you didn't say anything, I'd have
I'd have came home at 8.
I'll come home.
I agree with you on that. And actually, if you think about it, I mean, in its rawest sense, it's basic. What it is at its core is like you're reverting back to a parent-child relationship with your spouse or your mate. You know what I mean? They giving you allowance. They telling you what you can do. They telling you when what you can wear and how much you can spend. Like, hold on, man. I left my house because I left my mom's house because I'm tired of listening to her. You know what I'm saying?
Love you, mom. Love you, mom.
I do. I love my mom, but she know what time it is. I don't want to listen to her. That's why I'm out here.
Yeah.
I'm tired of listening to her.
I always see it like I try and justify my actions by going, for example, like coming home at ungodly hours. Like, oh well, I said, well, you want to come out? You come meet me.
Yeah, come with me.
Oh no, I don't want to. Oh, because you don't want to, now I've got to come home.
Now you got to not want to.
So it's like which way does it work? Is it selfish for me to stay out, or is it selfish for you to tell me to get home?
Nah, but I think well, that's the part that I'm still struggling with as an adult. Audience, hint, hint, wink, wink. I'm still struggling as an adult. Not struggling in terms of, I'm struggling in terms of the balance, right? That's why you get into that's why you get into a committed relationship. Hopefully, you guys are equally yoked, so you won't have these power imbalances that I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
But I think when you got a partner that you really do like and you support and you love her ultimately, hopefully, that you're willing to do that. That's a sacrifice that you're willing to accept, right? Or that's a sacrifice you're willing to make.
It's definitely a lot of like give and take.
There it is, the give and take. But that's when you're with a partner that you feel is equally yoked. I think when you got these power imbalances, that's when one is really trying to subvert the other's will. I don't want to say subvert the other's will, but you've reverted back to a parent-child relationship. You do like what you used to do with your parents.
Yeah.
You trying to get over.
Yeah, you rebel.
You're trying to rebel. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't healthy as an adult. That's just not a healthy thing to do.
No, definitely not.
Because as an adult, like now I do what I want.
Exactly.
I honestly do exactly what I want. And if there's things I don't want to do, I don't do them. Like I said,
Like
there's a
coming on time.
No. I came on time today. But my point is, but there's a give and take to that. Yeah, I can do that, but the ultimate cost for my freedom is me being alone.
Yeah.
And that has its price as well.
Yeah.
So, man, it's a give and take, but I would rather have this freedom and the loneliness, the freedom and the loneliness, knowing that I can't, there's no one that can tell me to do whatever I don't want to do.
Yeah.
If I do it, it is by choice, not by force, no, not by any type of coercion. Just like that, you remember, this was Giles. Now, this is the one I was talking about. You remember when there was this girl, there was a lady, excuse me, this lady that lived out here. Her name was Myrna. Mm-hmm. Myrna was a big-time lawyer for ConocoPhillips.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
ConocoPhillips. She was, I don't even want to speculate how much money she was making. She was making a gang of money. Maybe like $15,000 a month, which is way more money than I'm probably ever going to see in my life. But she used
Great for here.
Oh yeah. She had this massive house over there in where was it in
Ampera.
Ampera. Thank you, Josh. Because we used to go over there and hang out. And she used to invite us out to all these highbrow places. We'd be up at the Sky Bar and the brunch, one of them brunch places on Sunday, and she'd be paying for everything, tickets to Bali, but she used to demand me that I be such and such place. And I'd be like, I don't live. So, but all of those perks that I was getting, right?
Yeah.
And then I'd be
I'm kind of obliged that you have to.
So then I'd be able to invite my friends. I'm like, oh, Giles, come on. Pay for Giles, pay for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is absolutely ridiculous. But the power was always in her favor. So like when I'd be trying to get some love on, she'd be like, oh, no, I don't feel like I'm tired. I'm like, what? And I can't, what can I say? Everything was on her call. Like when she wanted to do something, then we did it. And it was just like, nah, this money, yeah, you live in large, but I'd rather go back to my little 1-bedroom cosign because it ain't worth what I'm getting in exchange for this arrangement. It ain't worth it. So that was that. So anyway, I hate to go down this little tangent about these power imbalances in these relationships, but hey, man, if you sponging, getting your sponge on, man. If you sponge, getting your sponge on, get everything you can get, because if the shoe was on the other foot, they'd take everything that you got and wouldn't think nothing about it, right?
That's the truth.
And be on the next boat when yours starts sinking. So there it is, man. Get what you can get. From the Black and the Brit, this has been your public service announcement. Yo, we gotta take a quick break. We're gonna take a quick break, refill our cups. You know what time it is. Get those libations on, and we'll be back with more Black and the Brit. Stay tuned.
The message I have, it's a very simple one. The era of the pajama boy over. Alpha males are back. Alpha males are back. Alpha males are back. Alpha males back. Alpha males back. Alpha males are
Okay, let me play Obama here.
All right, we are back.
Your little jingle.
Ah, man, I was in the lab yesterday. And I was just like, man, just started fooling around, and that's what I came up with. So
why not?
Why not? Thank you. Hope you guys liked it. Anyway, we got a story, big story actually. I thought it was actually very, very much newsworthy. I'm surprised I hadn't heard much more about it. Shout out to the Coconuts. I don't like to shout out other podcasts on here because we don't need to reroute our 3 listeners to go and listen to that. But they already got a lot of followers because they got a great website. Coconuts Podcast is where I heard it first. Well, apparently Thailand has decriminalized cocaine, heroin, marijuana, and everything. I'm gonna say all of like even synthetic drugs like ketamines and all kind of stuff. I don't because I'm not a drug person like that. Mollies and all that stuff and uppers and downers. Anyway, I'm not a drug person like that, but Yeah, apparently Thailand has decriminalized it, and Thailand
For
was
medical use.
For medical. Well, come on, man.
So-
Let's keep it nutritious.
Thailand has ordered more than 100 drugs, including cocaine, morphine, and opium, decriminalized for medical and research use. The sale and possession of 102 substances classified as Category 2, blah, 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 can be sold or used under very specific limitations.
Listen, I applaud them for even going that far, man, because that is that's pretty revolutionary.
It's good. Well, this is what's happened. There's other places that happen, like in Portugal, it's all decriminalized. It's all
Portugal went 100%.
Yeah.
They was just like everything.
Fuck it. Go.
Yeah, basically, they did everything. And excuse me, from the research that has come out of Portugal, it's actually helped their.
Of course.
It's actually helped their populace in terms of you got lower crime because you ain't got to, people ain't. Well, you can't import it, right? You can't be caught with the drugs, like importing or shipping these drugs in. But if you do get caught, they're not ruining your whole life with it. You know what I mean? It's decriminalized, so you get caught with some crack or you get caught with some heroin. That's under a certain amount that you can deem it for personal use. Then you go on about your business. Police can't mess with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I think it should be anyway, because ultimately, if you want to use drugs, that's on you. I mean, you know what I mean? If you want to deal with
do it anyway, if it's illegal or not.
You'll do it anyway. And actually, you'll probably find more devastating ways, more harmful ways to obtain the drugs and use all kind of poor quality drugs. You know what I mean?
Doing
Like
something strange for some change.
there it is, man. I mean, people, gosh, I don't want to talk about that. But once they have, I mean, that's a real common sense approach to drug use, which is something that shouldn't be illegal anyway. I'm a person, I don't believe that any of these drugs should be illegal because the most harmful of the drugs, alcohol, prescription meds, they throwing them shits away over the counter. You know what I mean? So what's the difference? The only difference is your moral or what you deem morally acceptable and what is unacceptable. So shout out to Thailand for taking the step in the right
really
direction,
cool.
man. That's cool, man. I
Like,
thought to give me a ticket. I've never been to Thailand. But now's a good reason to go.
Exactly.
Go see what that cocaine smells like. I mean, allegedly. So anyway, what else is going on in the news?
Well, there's another one. It was a funny one because I know how much you like the Glutamus Maximus.
Oh yeah.
And then the old Pope Francis, his Instagram account liked some Brazilian model's pic of her ass.
No. Well, see, okay, I wasn't torn on it. I got two minds about this. So the first thing I was thinking was, he's probably in investigation because it wasn't no little boy in that pic.
Yeah.
If it was a little boy, they'd be like, oh, look at the Pope, man. He's just having fun on the internet.
It was Natalia Garibotto in a revealing schoolgirl outfit with a caption saying, "I can teach you a thing or two."
See, here's the part that I
Pope's
had.
like, woo!
Here's the part that I had. Here's the part that, here's where I'm of two minds of it. I was thinking it's cool. That's actually good. Honestly, I'm thinking it's a good thing because the Pope is he's been kind of real progressive on a lot of things. He was really progressive on gay marriage. He's been progressive. I think he's been a bit more progressive on divorce, although the Catholics are still pretty conservative when it comes to divorce.
Yeah.
In this regard, in this particular instance, I think it's good because, they did this whole vow of celibacy.
Yeah.
And this is what, honestly, in my opinion, this is what leads them to fondling these little boys, right?
Definitely.
You've taken this artificial vow of celibacy for what reason? Because no other religious leaders in other major religions, they don't require you to do that. And then in some cases, like with the Mormons, you can multiply as much as you want, as long as you can afford it.
Go ahead.
Well, Islam is kind of like that in a sense. I mean, I know polygamy is looked down upon here, but in other Muslim countries, it's definitely not a big deal. Having 3 or 4 wives. So my point is, this whole artificial vow of celibacy for the Catholic Church has led to a lot of these scandals. Because they looking for outlet. They got all kind of, you know what I'm saying? They fondling little boys and whomever is up in the church. So if he is doing this as a push towards like to get rid of this whole vow of
Pedo
celibacy,
thing?
yeah. I mean, if he's trying to move the church in terms of the clergy in that direction, I'm with that. I'm with that, man.
It's not much of a schoolgirl outfit. Jesus Christ.
I seen it,
She's
man. You
thicker
ain't
than
got
a-
this.
She's thicker than a
I didn't even
Snickers.
see the face, man. Ooh, can I see that face one more thing? Yeah, buddy. That's my flavor neighbor. The Pope know what yeah.
Well, we've lost Corey for a moment.
Yeah, the Pope know what I like.
So he liked that.
Now he's under investigation.
For what?
That's my point. For what? The Pope is what are you, 87, 90 years old? If he want to like a little booty on the way out, man, what's the big deal?
As long as it's not a little booty.
Little boy booty. Little boy blue. Excuse
my
me, little boy
God.
booty. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with the Pope, you know what I mean? Getting his groove on. If he had a woman, I wouldn't even be mad at that.
Yeah, it is these rules, these religious rules that they're so old and antiquated. It's just what's the point?
They
What's the
are.
point?
I mean, this is it's so archaic. I mean, these rules are so archaic, like, and it's not serving anybody. It's not serving the church particularly well because the church, they have developed an awful reputation.
Definitely.
In addition to losing tons of money that they've been having to spend on these lawsuits,
hiding these people.
and hiding all
around.
these, hiding and moving around these priests and all that stuff. Why not just let your priests just go ahead and just drop that as an official part of the Catholic Church dogma. We don't, if you want to join the clergy, you don't have to do this whole vow of celibacy thing. That I'm sure probably should.
That's why I didn't join.
That's why, definitely why I didn't join. But I'm sure they would increase your numbers. The church is suffering right now because people are not going. I mean, one of them is yours. The only place they really have a stronghold is South America, and it's actually starting to gain. Actually, not Catholicism, but Catholicism.
What do you mean?
Catholicism is the strongest in Latin America, but it's starting to lose ground to more of this. What do they call it? The stuff that the Trump and them is doing, evangelicalism. That's starting to spread rapidly in South America.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's spreading rapidly in South America and Africa because it's a bastardized version of all of these religions.
Right.
It's a bastardized version of Christianity, and I don't even want to get into that. It's not that kind of show. But my point is the church is losing grip on its followers because it's an old model, right? Can't have an abortion, can't get divorced, can't have sex before you get married, and all of these things you can't do. And these other religions they're not being as stringent in terms of they advise you not to do certain things, but then there's no part of the dogma that says you're gonna be going to hell or you're gonna be stuck in purgatory. You got to do 50,000 Hail Marys if you don't if you've done this particular sin. So the church is losing ground anyway. So I think Pope Francis, with under his tutelage, they've been getting more popular because he's been advocating for stuff like gay marriage. Well, he's been okay with gay marriage.
Same-sex marriage.
Same-sex marriage. Okay, excuse me. Same-sex marriage.
This isn't the podcast for people to worry about feelings and stuff.
This ain't that. Yeah. So they've been getting more popular under his watch. So I think something like this, man, can't do nothing but help the Pope. What you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's funny. I mean, it'd be ironic if he unliked it and then it's already gone. Like, it's probably too late. Or you just look. Because you used to be able to, on Instagram, you used to be able to go into people's things and see what they've liked. Like, it would show you, like, you could see what other people's liked.
Oh.
I got in a load of trouble because it was just ass titties, golf, football, some funny thing. So it was just like, but now it's changed where you can't even see people's likes or see what other people have liked necessarily, unless you follow them.
I gotta be honest with you. I do not know how to use Instagram. It's a weird medium for me.
I honestly don't know why. I don't know.
I don't know how to use it. Like, I've tried to upload a picture, but it ends up taking like videos of you.
Oh, really?
Anyway, I don't.
It was a good business thing because I think Facebook bought it for $1 billion.
They
and
sure
now it's
did.
worth for like 40, 50 billion now.
Facebook is as an entity.
No, Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion, and now it's worth fucked up. I don't know, Instagram.
So they sold it cheap. Actually, what I heard, and this, correct me if I'm wrong, Zuckerberg basically threatened those people to sell that business.
Really?
Yes, because what he basically says, listen, you can take this $1 billion I'm going to give you, or you can let me create something that's like pretty much just going to replicate what you guys got, and you're going to have to compete with me.
Jesus.
So pick your poison. So so basically they sold it to him under threat.
$1 billion. Now it's worth over $100 billion. So that's
But
one of the
they
best
sold it.
investments ever.
He sold it. They sold that company under threat, though.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't under threat like you better do this, or it was like Facebook was launched. Facebook was announcing that they were going to. They had already been in talks like behind the scenes that Facebook wanted to buy Instagram, and the Instagram people were like, "Nah, we don't want to sell." And then Facebook immediately started. They started promoting like
It says like tensions with Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, they were gonna release their own version of Instagram on Facebook,
right.
and so they figured like
just buy this.
Just
shit.
go ahead and take it. So yeah, basically stole it. Basically say he stole it from him.
Allegedly.
No, not alleged. It's
$1
all
billion.
documented, man.
$1 billion.
That's a steal.
Well, it is now, yeah.
That's a steal for. I mean, that was a steal for, like you said, the value that. I mean, Instagram has become probably more popular than Twitter.
Yeah, definitely. Instagram's way better now.
Like you can't. I mean, gosh.
Or bigger, should I say?
No, it's bigger.
It's way bigger.
Definitely bigger, but not better because I don't like their terms of service. Like they pull stuff off Instagram pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, and Twitter.
No, not Twitter, man.
You can get lifetime ban for dead naming someone.
What do you mean dead name? What is that?
Dead naming.
I don't know what that means.
So Bruce Jenner is now Caitlyn Jenner. If you
Yeah.
call her, in parentheses, her, Bruce Jenner, that's dead naming because that's not their name anymore.
So they can ban you for doing
Ban
that?
you for doing that, yeah.
That's
And you can get things that's called like shadow banned, where you're like your tweets are you're still able to use your account and tweet it out, but like not many people get to see your tweets and all this stuff.
I think I've been shadow banned anyway.
Well,
Nobody gets my tweets.
no. So it's stuff. I mean, I don't want to get into the gender stuff because that's just another fucking thing.
I mean, what do you mean, man? This is if you can't talk about it here, where else can you talk about it?
So the Caitlyn Jenner thing, yeah, fine. If you're Caitlyn Jenner, so if you, like I said, you call him Bruce on there, and if someone corrects you and go, no, I still think he's Bruce, then you're kind of fucked. You can get banned.
Was he Bruce when he ran that person over in that car and killed him?
I think he was in
Or
between.
was
That's
that
why he got
Caitlyn?
away. I
Was
was
it
like, I don't
Caitlyn
know.
that did that, or was that Bruce?
It's terrible.
Which one of them went to jail?
None of them.
None of them. Thank
None
you.
of them.
Thank you. That's the crying shame.
Yeah. Well, he ran into the back of a car. And
No, he
pushed it-
killed somebody.
Yeah, ran into the back of the car, and that car went onto oncoming traffic, and a truck or something smashed into it and killed the person.
Yeah, let that be me.
Didn't do a day. Didn't do a day.
Let that be me. Caitlyn and Bruce, come here. Both of y'all going to jail.
Yeah.
Which one you want to be?
Going in the male population or female population?
Man, cut it out, man. Cut it. Anyway, and she or he, whatever it, voted for Trump too. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but for a person that's been all about gender equality and I want to be recognized. Anyway, I don't want to get into people's contradictions, man. People are complicated.
Well, if they're not going to say it here, then where are you going to?
Yeah. Well, you ain't talking all that. Equal rights and respect my gender, and I'm a non-gender conforming individual. Okay, man. Well, you voting for the people who want to stop you from doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So what kind of sense would that make? Well, I don't want my taxes to. Okay, all right, Bruce. Whoever you are today, when you're anyway. Gosh, you got me all fired up.
How about this? I saw. Do you see that thing with Floyd Mayweather?
I ain't seen nothing. Oh, go ahead.
Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul, that YouTube star.
Oh, I heard they were going to fight.
So they're going to fight, but apparently Floyd Mayweather hasn't signed the contract, and Logan Paul's put up a video saying he hasn't signed the contract because he can't spell his own name, and he's like punching the bag, and he's like, "Here, Floyd, I've got a cheat code for you." And he's got his name put up, and he's got F, and then it followed L, and all this stuff.
Well, to be honest with you, if I was Floyd, I wouldn't fight. I wouldn't do the fight either because I've never heard of this guy.
Oh, he's a massive YouTube star.
Is he?
Oh, he's huge.
But is he massive?
He's making like 15, 20 mil a year.
Oh, so but is he massive like Conor McGregor massive?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. Well, at least McGregor was a real fighter. Was this dude a real fighter?
No, he's fought twice. He's fought some KSI, which is another YouTube star. They did some proper training, and then I think he lost to him. And then he won another fight. So he's only fought twice and won one, lost one.
But this guy, so he's not a real fighter.
No, he's not a real fighter at all. He just makes some fucking videos on YouTube.
Oh, then I get why I get why Floyd is not going to fight this guy because
He's going to get paid though. That's the thing.
no, all right. Would you rather get paid now and then sacrifice your credit? He becomes a sideshow.
Yeah, but he's got to be thinking how much more money because he spends money like there's no like.
Have you ever seen Rocky?
Yeah, of course.
Rocky 2.
Of course.
Rocky 2 is when they had Hulk Hogan and had Thunder Lips.
Was that Rocky 2?
I think that was Rocky 2 when he had
Okay,
Hulk Hogan.
anyway.
Yeah, Thunder Lips. Anyway, then he's going to become a joke if he keeps going down this exhibition rabbit hole.
Yeah, but I think he's running out of money. That's the point.
I don't think he run. I hope he ain't. If he is, well, it ain't hard to blow. With the IRS and stuff, it ain't hard to really blow money. So with that being said, my first one, thank you. I hope he ain't running out of money, but if Floyd goes down this road, he's just going to become a joke. At least Pacquiao's still doing real fights.
Exactly. Should fight Pacquiao, but then he
don't want to fight Pacquiao.
No, of course not. But I don't see how he can fight this guy. The guy's 6'2", and Floyd's 5'8".
McGregor was taller than him. McGregor's like 5'11", right?
Yeah,
5'11".
I suppose.
Yeah, he fought. He's fought taller guys before. De La Hoya is kind of tall. De La Hoya is about, I want to say 6'2". Maybe he's about 6'2". Oscar De La Hoya should be maybe about 6'2", maybe 6'1", whatever.
He likes that tranny stuff as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, I've seen some photos of De La Hoya. Anyway, I don't want to get off into that. If that's what you like, I love it. I don't love it, but if you like it, I love it. Do what you do, man. You ain't hurt nobody. Do all, whatever, man. No, but Floyd, I hope he doesn't take that fight because he's just going down a rabbit hole. He's just going to end up being silly. Nobody's taking him seriously. Like people pay $50 per fight to see him fight real people.
Yeah, you want to see the best against the best.
Yeah, you don't want to see him start fighting no clowns, and then he'll be doing like.
It depends. If someone says, "Hey, Floyd, you can fight him. You're going to get $600 million." All right, IRS takes 50%.
Yeah, but at what cost though? At what cost? At some point, he's not going to be a draw anymore.
You can give me $300 and I'll fight them.
He won't be a draw if he keeps doing stuff like this, man. So I think Floyd, he got to pump his brakes. If he can't get a real fighter like McGregor, like a McGregor too, like McGregor having some serious time to train, or if he agrees to go into the octagon, I would see people paying for that.
Yeah, but he won't go in the octagon because
McGregor
he would fucking kill him. Just one leg kick.
Of course. Oh. I just saw somebody somebody did a kick the other day. I saw some on Twitter. Dude did a kick, right? He did a kick in the front. He did a front kick. The guy grabbed his foot and he turned around, did a back kick. He sprinted around and kicked the guy in the jaw. Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't want no parts of that.
That was the best. That was who was that?
I want no parts of that.
Yeah.
Nah, you couldn't pay me to get whooped like that. Well, maybe. I'd take a nice ass whooping for about 6 figures.
In rupiah?
Nah, $600,000. $100,000, $200,000. I'll take a good ass whooping.
A good ass whooping.
Oh yeah, I'll take an ass whooping.
And which reminds me, the Tyson fight's coming up soon.
Is that still on?
Yeah, of course.
I thought it was off.
No?
Well,
is it Roy Jones Jr.?
Yeah, he's fighting Roy Jones, man. So I thought that fight had been canceled.
I didn't think so.
Or postponed indefinitely.
Oh,
that's what I thought.
Postponed?
Yeah, that's what I've heard, man.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, man.
22 hours ago.
Everybody was...
It was supposed to be this weekend.
Well, I think Roy... Yeah, it was supposed to be, but Roy saw them pictures of Tyson, man. Look how... Tyson looking all jacked and all.
I know. He's looking ridiculous.
Man, look. I ain't doing it. 53, I don't care. I ain't going in there.
Yeah.
No, I ain't doing... Yo, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to keep talking about these sports. We'll be right back. More Black and the Brit.
And you know what? We're winning.
Well,
still have-
apparently not.
I saw a
President.
funny meme today. It said that in a last-ditch effort, Donald Trump has changed his name to Joe Biden to win the presidency.
Yo, it's getting comical though. It's getting real silly.
It is.
Man, they're embarrassed. He and his team of litigators, they are embarrassing themselves thoroughly. I've accepted my loss, Trump. You know how much money I owe behind this damn election?
How much?
$300, man.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you idiot!
Damn. Anyway, I put my money on you, Trump, and you let me down, baby. But it's all right. I know you're gonna come back.
He's let a
You
lot
know
of people
what?
down.
We're winning.
That's right, man.
We'll still keep him on the podcast.
Well, he let 250,000 people down, to be quite honest.
Oh, I should also say. So I've seen I've been seeing some tweets from John McAfee's wife. Apparently, he's not doing too well in the old prison in Barcelona.
You tend not to do good in prison. You know
His
why?
health
Because you're in
is-
prison.
His health is deteriorating.
That could be a ploy, though. That's an easy way to get commuted.
Yeah.
To get a lot out.
Hopefully trying to get someone from Twitter to pick him up in a helicopter.
You remember Bill Cosby?
Escape.
Remember he was out there singing and dancing before he went to jail. As soon as he
course.
started going to court, I'm legally blind.
Yeah.
I can't see it. You know, I
Where
got
are
the
you,
COVID. Judge, I don't know where you're at. Right this way, Mr. Cosby. All right. Yeah, man. So I wouldn't fall for that. That might be another one of his tricks.
So speaking of
Tricks?
stuff like that, yeah. So this is my check this out for this week. I know it's a bit early, but it's going to be a long one. I watched the ESPN 30 for, I think it was 30 for 30, but the ESPN O.J. Simpson Made in America.
You just watched
I
that?
only just watched it. It's five episodes.
Before you go any further, when did you watch it? On Saturday?
I watched it like last week because I've been trying to get you to come. I'm like, I want it fresh in my mind talking about it.
I watched it last Saturday.
Really? All
I
5
watched
episodes?
all 5 of it.
Yeah.
I watched it I watched it years ago,
Yeah.
but I rewatched it last Saturday.
Wow. Yeah, so I was probably the same. I watched it like 5, there was 5 episodes, right? They're like an hour and a half
They're
each.
an hour and a half, yeah.
Damn. OJ killed that bitch. It was crazy.
No, I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at the fact that after you watch that documentary, ain't no doubt in my mind.
But just going into the whole, I didn't realize how good he was at football. I didn't realize how amazing he was, like back with the Trojans, and then when he went to Buffalo and he kind of fucked up, and he wasn't doing so well in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
But then when they changed it to like make it incorporate like the run game, and then he just shone and he did it, and then he did the 2,000 yards in one season, broke the records, did everything. He was so good, but he didn't consider himself black.
No, he didn't.
He didn't consider himself black at all. Like when he was in court, he was like, all these ninjas do it in here. Like he was just talking about he's never seen so many black people, this stuff, because he was living what was it, Brentwood?
Brentwood, yeah.
So he was the only black guy up there.
Yeah. He was the only black guy everywhere he went.
Yeah. So and all his friends were all white.
You know who oddly is like that too? Obama is in that similar vein.
Really?
He doesn't mind being the only black guy. He doesn't. What I'm saying is, he's not ashamed of being black, but they don't want other black people where they are in those upper echelons. You understand? Like Obama's a similar person like that.
But it was just a fascinating story to listen and watch about. I mean, his school life, his friends, people going on, and all this stuff. And there's a story of him where him and his 2 friends are playing dice in the toilets, they're chucking dice.
I thought that was a good story too.
And then someone catches him and says, "Oh, the PE teacher, I think it was. I'm going to have to take you to the principal." So he walks with his friends, and then as they go into the principal's office, the PE teacher turns around and walks out, and OJ walks out as well, and they go, "What's his name? Orenthal James Simpson."
Yeah.
Where you think you're going? Oh, I was just helping Mr. So-and-so to escort these guys to the thing. I just got off scot-free.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool story.
Yeah, but it was just crazy to see how, I don't know what happened. What was it? Just because, I mean, his limelight wasn't slipping because he was still big. He was still doing stuff. He was still doing TV and movies, all this stuff. Could it be like just blows to the head? Too many headshots? Too many?
I wouldn't blame it on blows to the head. Well, see, that's the great part about that movie. Excuse me, not that. I went down the
Documentary.
I went down the whole rabbit hole.
Did you?
I watched the People versus OJ with Cuba Gooding first. I rewatched that again.
Right.
And then I rewatched the documentary after that.
Oh, wow.
So, like, you know, to patch in, like, what parts that they got
If
right.
the glove don't fit, you must
Yeah,
have quit.
all of that. Oh, it was. I thought both. Both of them. The documentary is excellent. The docuseries is pretty excellent.
Yeah, and so there's multiple things that were happening. I didn't realize. I was only 9 years old when this was happening. You were slightly older.
I was 15.
14.
14, yeah.
And everything that was going on, like you had the Rodney King riots, and you had
That was in 91.
yeah, and then there was all that police officer, that guy that they kind of remember when he went to trial and he was testifying, the police officer who found
Mark
the glove?
Furman. Mark Furman.
And it was just a witch hunt for him. And then when you're talking to the jurors, when because they were supposed to like deliberate for like an hour for every day in court or whatever, and it was 267 days in court, 262 days in court, whatever it was. So they thought they were going to deliberate for like days, and it took them like 3 hours or 4 hours and come back not guilty. And then the juror at the end, they were saying that was something along the line. She basically admitted saying this is for Rodney King. This is they got the black man off killing a white person because of Rodney King.
No, to be fair, it wasn't for Rodney King. It was for
Well,
all
everything else.
all the other stuff, man.
But seeing the pictures and you see Nicole, and then in the last episode you see Nicole's neck, and she's like, he nearly cut her head off. And then they're talking about how he killed the people, then he went back and even did more like overkill, like cutting them up more.
Okay, so you bring up an interesting point that I didn't think we was going to talk about this, but this is good though. All right, you saw what they did to Rodney King on tape. You saw what they did. Mm-hmm. How can anybody justify? Okay, for instance, they didn't kill him.
No, they beat him up
But
real
they
good.
definitely put some foot up there. They put some foot on his ass.
Yeah. And then all those police
People
officers
who watch that tape, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. You watch that tape. You saw them kicking him in the head. It was 7 of them.
Yeah.
So how can any one of them say I was in fear of my life? There's 7 of y'all.
Yeah.
With guns. So this was your weapon of choice. If he was that much of a threat, you would have just pulled out your gun and killed him. But they didn't. So they're just beating him for sport. That's what comes out on that video.
Yeah.
They're just having fun beating his ass.
Yeah. And that Mark Furman also talks about when they're in those interview tapes, talks about how he's had 66 cases of misconduct or whatever, or where he would break arms or legs or all this crap.
They're having fun doing this stuff, right?
Of course they are.
They are. So when you watch that tape, how can you sit there not you, but a person who's watching that tape, how can you sit there and watch this tape and deem that they did absolutely nothing wrong? Nothing.
I agree, but it's also it's only that image of those tapes. You don't know what happened before. You don't know what.
Let's say, whatever happened before, I can tell you that it didn't end up in a massive 8-car pileup where they all ended up, you know what I mean, with 25 people. Let's think about worst case scenario, what could have happened before that tape. He ran over some people, killed them. If he was that dangerous, he would have stepped out that car, would have killed him.
Yeah, that's true.
They stopped this black dude. All right, he might have been a bit inebriated. Yo, man, get out the car. He starts mouthing off. Bam. We're going to have fun with this one. Because we're way out in the sticks. They're in the dark, mind you. They're in the dark doing this. Nobody, they don't know they don't know they're being filmed.
I know, and that was 91. So early days of video.
There ain't
recording,
no this is when you had a camcorder. This shit was like a microwave on your shoulder. So you don't know you being filmed. You don't believe you being filmed.
Yeah.
You know you and your boys ain't recorded. They were purposely just trying to beat his ass for whatever reason. He might have. Let's say the worst case scenario, he spit on one of those cops. All right. Does that qualify? I mean, does that justify what they did to him?
Hell no.
All right. Now all of that, all of those people in that jury, they watched that tape. Nah, I don't see nothing.
But
I don't see nothing wrong.
I know. But what I don't understand as well is why does this thing where they just go, I know what we're going to do. Let's just riot and blow up and like look, you see what happened with that truck driver. They just stopped the truck driver, dragged him out and beat the shit out of him. And the police couldn't go because they were so worried about image and all that crap.
The best way to explain it is is think about it as an infant. I mean, think about them as a collective infant. What do infants do when they have any problem? What do?
Cry.
That's the only response they have. It ain't like they can get up and walk to the store, you know what I mean, pick up the phone and call some. This is the only response they have because they're vulnerable, they're weak. They don't have power. So the baby's only response is that. So when you talk about black people in America specifically, we don't have political power. We don't have money. We don't have politicians we can call and sue and get somebody fired. None of that. So these people have been doing this stuff for years and years. That's the only response we really got, is to tear stuff up. And unfortunately, this is the America that they want, unfortunately. And it looks bad to the people from the outside, but this is collectively the only thing they can do that they will actually listen to. Imagine your child is over there screaming and doing whatever they do. What will it take for your child to do in order for you to actually come and try to tend to their needs? Like, how bad does your child have to start vomiting, throwing up, pissing on itself? You know what I mean? Some parents would be like, oh no, let them scream. And the kid just keeps upping the ante.
Yeah.
They just keep doing more stuff.
Or they tire themselves out.
Or they start breaking your stuff. And then when they start doing that, oh, hold on now. Now you done went too far. You started to tear my stuff up. Do you understand? Now I'm getting the appropriate response or response that's commiserate to the needs that we have. Finally, we get some government attention. It might be negative attention, but finally, now we getting some attention. Because before, when we were making these claims, they just like that parent I'm talking about. The baby is crying, they let him cry, whatever. We don't see nothing, we don't hear nothing. Nothing's wrong. So, I mean, it looks bad, but you have to think about it in terms of how these things cumulatively just build up.
Yeah.
Over years and years and years and years, and no response. There's been no action, no reform, nothing. So finally, they explode. And that's what you get. That really is the reason why. Because if they don't do that, the government won't respond to anything. They don't respond when the cops kill them. They don't do anything. So it's just like, so let's go ahead and tear stuff up. So at least we can get some type of government response.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least we get some type of television cameras that focus on what we're talking about. Because if we don't, then it'll be business as usual.
The way it looks, though, they'll just go, well, look, this is how black people behave. Things don't go wrong.
That's not true. I mean, they have to bring in the tanks. They got to bring in the cops. They got to bring in everything, right?
Yeah.
And then with that comes the camera. Then with that comes international global media attention. And with that comes scrutiny from other countries. Like, America, you look terrible because you are terrible.
Yeah. It was just, from going back to O.J. Simpson, it was just crazy to think, like, they had his blood, Nicole Brown's blood, the other guy, I don't even know
Ron Goldman.
Ron Goldman. His blood, all at the scene. Mm-hmm. They got blood on the Bronco. Mm-hmm. How this should be a clean.
It should have been
a clean game, set, match. You done.
But when you watch that, I don't know if you watched the documentary, right?
Yeah.
There were some blatant missteps by the LAPD.
Oh yeah, so it's
mishandling
the
the evidence.
Yeah, definitely.
So they opened up the door for those doubts to be even cast on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you throw in the fact, okay, they mishandled evidence.
Yeah.
Then you throw in the fact the lead investigator is this guy who's on tape talking about how he likes beating up black folks and planting evidence on. So it's just a perfect storm of circumstances. Honestly.
Yeah.
Luckily for OJ, it was him that found him.
And then he fucked up. But then the civil thing came in, and then he just
bounced to Florida.
Yeah.
That's what Trump is going to do anyway.
Yeah.
Trump is he's gone.
Well, so what is Florida? So what? There's just no taxes. There's no.
I'm gonna say it's a no tax haven, but they have. Florida is like how can I say this? Florida is like the Panama of America.
Right.
Like they don't have to extradite you if they don't want to. They don't enforce civil judgments against you if they don't want to.
Oh, lovely. That's why he's there.
Yeah, absolutely. So he
So
was
he
allowed
got
to
fined
shield his assets.
$33.5 million to pay back.
Yeah, he
Ron
was supposed to
Goldman and
pay,
Nicole.
but he only ended up paying like $400,000, right?
Yeah.
Bounced
They
to Florida.
They can't touch his NFL
Can't touch his NFL pension. Can't touch his properties that he owns in Florida.
Yeah.
They can't force him to liquidate. Well, he had to liquidate his Heisman trophies and all those kind of things.
So it was weird. So like when he was talking with his agent, and like the agent was taking videos of him, and they was like, "Oh, play this again because newspapers will see this." Like it pretended to be someone who jumped over his fence, and like took a video of him because like news stations would pay like $150,000-$200,000 for that video. So there was multiple videos of him like with different things. Like, come on, man, leave me alone. Come on, I've had enough. Like, get out my face in his house. And then he goes and then, I mean, spoiler alert for anyone who's wanting to watch it, but then when he actually finally does go to prison, it's because of some bullshit. He thought he was going to steal back his own memorabilia that was stolen from him in the first place.
Yeah. And the cold part about that was he didn't go to, he got ratted out by all the dudes who had the guns.
Yeah. But the thing is, here's the thing, and that guy did say that he looked like a pimp. That guy in there, he said, there's so many people in jail now, wasting their time because they didn't rat. I ratted on O.J. Simpson, and I didn't do any time. But what was weird was like when
you ain't gonna get no stripes against you.
Why did the guy record the conversation in the hotel room? How did he get that recording thing?
I think because the whole thing was set up, man.
And then when OJ says, "Don't let anyone leave this room," that counted as kidnapping.
That was the kidnapping charge. Yeah.
And then it just said, and like one of the guys said, "This is a 2-year sentence."
That's what we would say normally, right? If you had a party or something, some guy you had some beef with, hey man, don't let him leave, man. I'm coming. I'm on my way. Don't let him leave. Keep him there.
It's kidnapping. That's
kidnapping now. So allegedly, you can't say, hey man, don't let him leave. Keep him there.
If he wants to go, let him go.
Hey man, I'm on my way, but if he wants to go, please allow him to leave and escort him to his vehicle safely, so I don't get no kidnapping charges.
But what was weird is that sentence that he then got given, it totaled 33 years, which is the exact amount of money that was owed to, 33.5 million. Yeah. But they said it should have only been like a 2-year sentence.
Come on, man, you know it was payback.
Of course it was.
It was payback for, because you know what? All these, I mean, come on, it wasn't. I mean, as many black people that have gotten killed by white folks, and nothing has. I mean, no type of repercussions. No social repercussions, no financial repercussions, nothing. Like just killed them, went to court, not guilty, go on about your business, keep living. That's happened. Come on, man. That has happened. If you want to, it's probably happened millions of times throughout the history of that country. The one time the one black dude gets back, he very, in my opinion, very clearly murdered these two people. But he got away with it because he had the money and he had some social capital, as we was talking about that one time.
Yeah.
He had social capital, got away with it.
Well, there was the book, What If I Did It? And the guy that interviewed him, he was like saying, so in the car, then you go down here and you went down this road. He's like, no, man, I went down this road. And he was like, no, I mean,
I would have went down.
I would have gone that way. I would have went that way
if I, allegedly. Man, OJ is, I mean, it lets you know he's not bright. He's not bright. He was, luckily enough, he thought he was above everything else.
Well,
because when people are telling you that you're the man, I mean, and when you saw like this guy, he stole his best friend's girlfriend.
Yeah. Completely stopped.
And his best friend still kept hanging with him.
Yeah.
Like that was the dude who was driving him down the freeway in the car chase.
That was nuts.
Come on, man. I was like, OJ, is he that like, does he have that kind of magnetism where people just want to be around him?
Yeah.
He was just a lucky guy.
That guy was nuts. That guy. And
AC,
then who was the other running back, the young running back?
Marcus Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he got up there and lied. They got him on table line talking about he didn't have sex with his wife. And that's pure lies. The guy, the Asian guy was like, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
Because everybody knew it was true. Because I heard about that.
Of course.
And I didn't even live in Los Angeles. But anyway, Yes, it's a great documentary. It's a great docuseries. It's a long one though. You got to devote you a nice Saturday for that one.
I did it in 2 days.
2 days.
I'm not like,
I did it. I do it in one night. It's a great story, and it gives you a lot of background on O.J. Simpson, but more importantly, provides the context of why a non-guilty verdict essentially was the verdict in that particular case. Just because of Los Angeles has been through a whole long, tumultuous history, racial history of, police brutality and all this kind of stuff, and they figured, one for us, 100,000 for y'all, one for us, and it was the biggest one in history. And then anyway,
there we go.
Then there we go.
Hello, Twitter world. He literally, that's his thing.
Is he still at like 900,000 followers?
919,000 followers.
Oh damn! I thought he would have got to
Hello,
a million
Twitter
by
world.
now.
It's yours truly. If you don't see it here, I didn't say it.
I haven't followed OJ yet. So y'all go follow OJ on Twitter, man. He might do some other dumb stuff.
Yeah.
No, I doubt it, man. He's old. He's like 75. He ain't doing nothing more. He ain't doing nothing too much more.
It must be weird. So he's following He's like following like Patrick Mahomes, Adrian Peterson. These guys must be like, damn, I don't want OJ.
OJ, no man. Block him. They probably got him on. How you can mute somebody where they? I don't think they can see your tweets.
Really?
Twitter has a function where you can block somebody without actually blocking them.
Oh, okay.
They got one of those functions. All right, let me get to my check this out real quick. My check this out, and this is one I stayed up last night watching because it was so good. It was so compelling. It's called Trial 4. It's on Netflix. It's about this guy named Sean Ellis who was accused of murdering this cop in Boston in 1993. And the guy went on. Boston PD ended up being implicated in like major corruption scandals, and these officers that just happened to be involved in this particular case were involved in. They had like a crime ring where they would go around robbing drug dealers and this and that and the other. So all of the officers involved in this case were also involved in the investigation of this particular cop murder, which was allegedly happened because it allegedly happened for two reasons. One was because this guy was Sandusky. Oh, he was getting his Sandusky on. Oh. But he was getting his Sandusky on with another cop's daughter.
Oh.
So, and in order for them to avoid from implicating another cop, they went out their way to find another, guess who, black guy, just random walking out the store. It was like, because the guy was doing security.
Yeah.
At a Walgreens, like a Walmart or what do you call it, like a convenience store or whatever. So the guy was doing supermarket. So the guy was doing security out in the parking lot for the supermarket. And other people had known this. They known he had this post, this side job.
Right.
But the guy was involved in all kind of scummy behavior, and he was doing all kind of robberies, and he had hoes on the side, and he's buying crack for hoes and all this wild stuff. But because this one black dude was on the scene because he walked in and out the store and bought Pampers, they pinned that murder on him.
Really?
It's a crazy story, man. But the guy went on trial 4 times before they finally exonerated him. I don't want to give the story up, but it's a great documentary. But it's also, this is what I was talking about, man. Yeah. It's what I was talking about. It's like, dude, you know how many dudes, he just got lucky that one of these like high level attorneys got wind of his case. I think they were part of the Innocence Project. And no coincidence that we talking about this. The guy named Barry Scheck, who was doing the DNA on OJ's case, he started the Innocence Project.
Really?
So he took his all the money that he earned from the OJ case, and he started freeing people with the DNA evidence that he was able to that he was an innovator of introducing as evidence, of solid evidence, so people could be released from wrongful convictions. So shout out to Barry Scheck, who actually did something good from the OJ thing. And so she was part of that, this lawyer that ended up trying to help this guy get out of jail. It's a great story. It's a bit long. It's about 6 hours.
Really?
About 6 hours. Yeah, man. It's called Trial 4. Great documentary. Watch that. But it just goes back to what I was talking about in terms of like the years and years and years of abuse and police brutality and wrongful convictions and murders and stuff that we don't get no justice for. And then we get one or two, and white folks is mad. They still talking about this guy. Oh, he's a cop killer.
Of course.
Dude, come on. All the evidence that you didn't look at. Anyway, but that's a great documentary. Trial 4, check that out. Check that out, Black and the Brit. Giles, you got anything else you want to say? We over the hour limit
No,
now.
I'm good now. I'm good.
Oh, you good now?
I'm good now.
All right, man. Well, I got one more beer to drink. Listen, everybody, the COVIDs are spreading. We're in the second wave now. We're in the second wave. In the States, man, we about to not have no country, man. So many people dying every single day. Bali, boy, they dying Listen, man, wash your hands. It's imperative. Wash your hands. Wash them cracks. Get up under them fingernails. Change them socks. Change them drawers. Wear clean drawers. You never know. It might be your time. I got on clean drawers right now. Anyway, you guys know what to do. Like, share, subscribe. Oh, and we're going to launch our YouTube channel 2021, and we're going to get these T-shirts out. Sean, people in Myanmar and all these other places, you lower down on the priority list. But Sean, you next with the T-shirt. You next on the T-shirt list, brother. And Luke and everybody else. Stay tuned for more Black and the Brit. We'll be back next week, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
Alpha males are back. Boy is back. And the alpha males are back.
Just as delicious as you can imagine.
The alpha males are back. Boy is back. And the alpha males are back.
Just want to degrade the white man.
Alpha